one of the Mikuni swaps on my 1978 Yamaha 250. First line of business is to take it down from storage off this rack I made. Works pretty well. Alright, the next phase of this project, of course, now that I got the unit down, is for myself so I don't have to break my back. I put it up on some milk crates. Then what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Alright, and here's where we begin. First of all, and I've already done it, but usually you would have an air box here. You want to take that out. You want to take your pre-existing carburetor out. To do all that, you probably got to loosen this wiring harness up, loosen up the gas tank. Also with this project, I'm going to be eliminating the oil tank and I'm going to go with a premix, so that's going to be coming out, as well as the oil pump that you can see right down here. So that'll be coming out. And so that's the next phase of it, so I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I've been working a little more on my Yamaha here, and I'll show you what I've been doing. Okay, so as I stated before, we're going to pull the carb. I decided not to pull the oil pump, and instead I cut the lines, I plugged them off. As you can see, I got yelled at by a lot of Yamaha enthusiasts, saying I should have left it, but I chose to go the other route of premix. So while doing this now, what I did is I replaced the vacuum line with a new hose, and I also installed a gas pump, which you can see down here. And what I did is I just drilled a couple holes through the bottom, ran some bolts up through the top, and then I put new gas line on, coming down with the protective sleeve on it, and came down with the gas shutoff here that I put in also. Next I ran some new gas line that's going to go up to the carb right here. And so that's about where we're at right now. Alright, so here we are. I got the carb on. As you can see, I used the pre-existing metal housing, whatever you want to call that, intake off the old carb. And this is the new boot that you'll have to put on so that you can mount the new carb. Basically what you got to do though is where these bolts go, you have to bore those out with a bigger drill bit or a file or something. And they do go, and it does fit okay. So then as you can see, what I did is off the fuel pump, I ran my line up, and I really didn't like running it. It just doesn't look good. I didn't want to run it on the other side though, because the clutch is over there. And another thing that nobody really told me about in the research I've done, but I ordered the same cable that everybody orders, but when I did that, the throw for the slide in the carb was too high and it wouldn't fully close. So what I had to do is I had to go up here on the handlebars, and I had to modify, you can see where I cut that out right here, so that the cable would drop enough. Also to make sure that I took the thumb piece here, and you can just see I ground that down a little bit too. I have seen guys use, newer throttle setups and make their own cables, but what I did here, that's going to work. So just one of those little things that nobody really says until you're almost done and you get in a bind there. So I'm going to hook this back up and make sure it works. Okay, so here's the last part of my video. I got everything installed, put together. I got the gas going. Like I said, I did put off a shut-off valve from the gas tank here. I think my number one thing I didn't know about or hear about was this throttle cable issue, not letting the slide bottom out. So what I did, like I said, I did cut right there, I also ground down the handle a little bit right there. That way it allows it to close. But also what I did on the cable is I cut the little, under the little end off there to allow even more. So then everything will be able to close properly. So I guess what I'll do now is I'm just gonna fire it up and see what happens. I kept everything stock inside the carb for now. I'm not much of a carb guy. I should look into jetting, stuff like that. I know people change stuff out, and I guess it's hard because we don't have snow right now. So I'll fire it up and let's see what we can do here. Alright, well, I guess that's it for now. I might have one of my buddies take a look at that carb and see if they can tune it. Maybe I'll do a little research myself too, but like I said, hard to do when we don't have snow. So thanks for watching.